Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club. I'm Nick Knack. With me is the Great Lord Vorn.
Hi!
Realm Shifter.
May chaos take the world.
And ya boy, Seki.
Shut the fuck up, Seki.
Go fuck yourself.
Nah, fuck you.
Wow,
it yourself,
Vorn
you
taking
coward.
sides here.
Man, I feel attacked.
Clearly no one here is on Seki's side.
Oh, that's fine. Life isn't on my side.
Well, the last weeks we've been watching Re-Life, both the original seasonal release as well as the OVA finale.
A grand total of 17 whopping episodes.
Just right at our limit. Just perfection.
Right, just that perfect line. Just chef's kiss. Also, this is low-key a webtoon originally, and that makes me super happy. So Real Life is a manga, but it was originally published in webtoon format. And webtoon format is different from manga, and there will be a video up on the channel explaining this. But that makes me happy, and now I'm going to go read the rest of it.
You should, because there's parts left out.
Yeah, I could tell, because it's 15 volumes in the collected Tanbokan.
It seems like they kind of sped through the last third in the OVA, but that's going to get into spoilers, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the series covers like the entire year, right?
Yeah.
In a lot more detail. So we basically got an abbreviated version.
Kind
of
of
the
some
show.
more of the. Essentially, this is more some more so some of the key events, but like with some things like maybe left out here and there.
So, no emotional damage for any of you guys?
I wouldn't say no.
Well,
I
let's get
wouldn't,
into
I
our
would say
ratings.
none, but less. This doesn't continue the trend of complete and utter emotional damage, but there's still some level of it.
Yeah, let's put it this way, right? Like, Bake and Bunny Girl were like emotional damage, right? This was like emotional damage.
Yeah.
It's still present, but
It's still
faint.
it's still present. Although in fairness, because of the amount of emotional damage we suffered for the past of this season, we might just be becoming number and number to it. You never know.
Like we have had.
I've become so numb.
Like we've had like the most depressing span of like anime in like ever over the last like 4 submissions collectively.
Welcome
Like,
everyone to the Anime Club. This is our token depression arc.
Yeah, this is our villain origin story arc, my boys.
Alright, well, let's get into the ratings here. Realm, what did you think?
I mean, I give this an approval. I think it's fine, honestly. I enjoyed it.
Alright, I guess I'll go next. Just go, not that you guys can see, but clockwise.
I'm using fancy big brain words there.
I'm big smart.
Excuse you, it's smort.
No, you're not smart. No thoughts, head empty, knick-knack, get out of here.
Wow. The only one with a college degree here being called not smart.
Yeah, head empty. Just you leave. The front door's right there. Just leave.
So, I really, really like this. I thought the setup of it all is unique. And although the question that's posed is particularly specific to a character, like the question and themes they pose is specific to that character, it's very clearly meant to touch on actual anxieties everyone else would feel as well, just sort of extremified. So I definitely give this an approved.
I improved this, although I do say the end, the storyline did go kind of fucky-wucky, because of actually where they jumped out to.
I think this is an absolute approval. I loved it. I would absolutely take the blue pill. I have a lot of regrets. And I feel like an unfulfilled adult. So give me that pill, my dudes. Give it. Hand it over. Come on, now. Somebody show up at the door. I'll take it right now. Test subject, whatever number you want to call me.
Someone meet me in a dark alley right now.
It doesn't even have to be a dark alley. It can genuinely be anywhere. I am desperate.
Although now it makes me think, what if we forgot somebody like this? Oh, dang.
I mean,
think me forgetting someone else doesn't give me anxiety. People forgetting me gives me anxiety.
see, here's an interesting thing, though. Statistically speaking, you have forgotten people from high school that you're like, wait, oh yeah, I did know. Like, you do have people like that.
So this is
And
really
people have forgotten you. That's kind of the point. Is even though it's a unrealistic situation here, that's something that actually
Okay,
happens.
but the context of my anxiety is not every single person who ever attended my high school have they all remembered me by name and face verbatim.
It's the ones
somebody
that
I
you-
spent an extended amount of time with, built up an interpersonal relationship with, you know?
And
like,
that-
for example, if I fucking forgot you, how'd you feel? Not great.
right.
Like, it's the interpersonal, like, direct relationship, because
Yeah.
I know I don't remember every kid who was in every one of my classes across all of... I mean, half the time, I just talk about the kids from high school, and I'm like, the one who was on Adderall, the one who was on weed, you know? Like, I don't remember them, but...
But you knew they existed.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like it's taking it to the full extreme. They don't even know you existed.
You a
Well,
ghost.
but they still remember the effects you had on them if you had an influence on them. It's just a matter of they're not going to remember
Who it was.
who it was or what you were as a person. So ultimately, it's made to end up feeling like you were a passing acquaintance. Like, you've had plenty of friendly passing acquaintances in high school.
Yeah.
Even if you never actually kept up with them and you couldn't remember their name if you saw their face, or you might not recognize their face from the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting concept.
Yeah. The animation in this show is good.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to get into the story part of it so that way I can start
Well,
talking
that's its
about
own
it. But
section.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get there when we get there.
Yeah, so the animation's good. I think, I mean, this is 2016? This is 2016 when it came out.
2018.
I have
2018?
Hold on one second.
Well,
I have
I
I'm on the
looked at
Wikipedia right now.
2018.
2016. 2016 for the anime.
Okay, 2016 I was right the first time.
The OVAs, however, came out in 2018.
That's fair. So, 2016, good animation, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's not
Nothing
like...
special, but it doesn't really need to be for what it is.
Yeah, this is one of those this is one of those like school shows, right? And they don't have to have a specific style. Like, it's not like One Piece, right, which has a very recognizable style.
Well, it's
Yeah.
easy to go stylistic in a One Piece show or in a show that's trying to play up its absurdity like
Well,
a JoJo or Kaguya.
That's the point I'm trying to. Oh, even Kaguya has a pretty generic school life art style.
Hey,
Like there's kind of like a look to like school life animes or animes
But you
involving
can
like
be
constant
creative as far as
school
how you
time.
go about animation, and something like Kaguya that's playing up the general extremity of it does tend to lean into that. Something like this that's trying to be more grounded and down to earth would not lean into that as much.
True, but I'm talking about the character models, like
Yeah,
the
well,
way that the characters
Yeah,
look.
but here's the thing. Like this is like a whole like another debate that we could get into, but I don't want to keep it all that long. It's just kind of the character silhouette test is the best way I could describe this. I feel like I would have a much easier time picking out Kaguya, the class president, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and Chika, if you showed me their silhouettes versus any of the silhouettes of any of the characters in this anime.
Yeah, I think, but once again, I mean, it's just, you know, anime characters wearing school uniforms. It's, Put them
like
up
that.
against any other anime character wearing a school uniform from a school-related show, and it's going to be hard to.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
hard
them
to
out
distinguish.
Silhouetted.
I don't think character design and proportions and costuming are the only factor that goes into a show stylization.
I don't, but that was what I was bringing up specifically
Yeah.
when I said it looked like a lot of other school life shows.
Although I don't know about the faces. The faces are a bit special.
The faces
Sometimes.
kind of looked a little bit like Toradora. A little bit.
Yeah, honestly, they did.
The main character looks a lot like the dude in Toradora.
Yes. Yeah, he does actually, kind of.
Yeah. But the animation's good. Like, this is a good, solid show. I don't know what studio did it. I didn't check that.
I mean, honestly, for when Toradora came out, Toradora, I rewatched it like a couple, like last year or whatever, I think. It honestly still holds up.
Yeah. The animation is done by
Actually, I'm also on the wiki.
TMS Entertainment?
Blah, blah, blah,
I've
blah.
never heard
That's
of
the
that.
yeah, that's the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. I wonder what else they've done.
Let's see here. I feel like they've done a lot. I've honestly seen their logo quite often.
Quite a bit of Lupin.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they're an old studio. Ah, they did some of Ashita no Joe. Ashita no Joe. Okay, I need something more recent. Otherwise, we're not going to recognize most of these names.
Knick-Knack. They did Sonic X.
Oh, holy fucking shit.
What?
Alright.
Did
they?
I think they did one. They actually. Okay, no, this is not the same kind of one.
Oh, they did Akira.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So
They did D. Grayman as well.
Yeah.
And
okay.
and Kenichi.
Okay, so I was gonna say it did look a little familiar. So they're certainly not a studio that doesn't do
Yeah.
like a lot of shows. I didn't recognize the name, but I know their works.
They also did Bakugan, it looks like.
Really? How funny.
Yeah,
Which Bakugan?
Nuvastroya.
Oh, that's actually the best season.
Hey, so shout out to TSM, TMS Entertainment, whatever they are. I didn't recognize. Well, I guess because the only names I recognize are the ones that Knick-Knack goes on and on about, like Mappa or Dean or the other one that you always say to suck the dick of.
UFO-dable.
Yeah,
UFO
UFO-table.
table.
Yeah, UFO.
UFO-table. Whatever.
UFO table.
They
UFO
also-
table.
They also did the, It seems like they did the Fruits Basket remake.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And
solid,
Dr. Stone.
Okay, so solid quality animation kind of across the board.
Yeah.
Like they just do a lot of good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good, honestly. So there was one OP for the series.
Yes. I gotta admit, and this, like, it wasn't a spectacular. Like, I didn't hate it. It wasn't spectacular when I watched it, but I couldn't remember it at all if I tried right now.
It's Button by Penguin Research, and I actually really fucking loved the opening. I thought it was great. I listened to it the full way through every single time.
Honestly, since I finished this a little while ago, I don't really remember too much about the OP, unfortunately, myself.
I thought that the OP just had a good mood to it with the series. Like, it wasn't disconnected like some of the other OPs I've watched where I'm just like, I don't get the vibe of the show at all from this opening. But I definitely got the vibe from this opening.
Yeah,
I was like, this is chill. Like, this makes sense.
I don't disagree. It's not like it's unfitting to the show. Nothing stuck out to me. That's just my problem.
Hey, between the two of us, we are very aware that we have almost diametrically opposed views on openings.
Yes. Well, but this isn't the normal kind of opening you praise. Normally, the kind of opening you praise are a lot louder and more bombastic, and I'm normally the one willing to defend the slower ones.
Speaking of fucking sound design, before we get to EDs, I want to cover something that I absolutely adored as part of the ongoing soundtrack for every episode. The sound, the SFX when Chizuru smiles or tries to smile, because like every time she tries to smile, the music fades away and you hear.
The menacing.
Like every single time, and there's that time when Koizumi keeps asking her to smile again and again to try it, and it's like I fucking love that. It's like those little things that you'd know, and I didn't notice it until episode 4 when she was doing it repeatedly in the same episode. But like the entire like music aura just goes dark, and it's this like evil hissing noise with like ominous music.
But it's great because it's done for comedy and shit. So
yeah, it was fucking amazing. And I will say, I was watching this on Verve, and I was kind of reading the comments that people were leaving as it went through, and there were a lot of comments that were just like, ugh, SMF, basic piano riffs, my god, ruined the show. And I was like, I don't agree, but you, fam.
I respectfully disagree, but you know what? You're entitled to your opinion, I guess.
Yeah, like this one dude was just in the comments, like absolutely ripping on the goddamn piano riffs, and he was just like, this ruined the entire show for me. It's so bad because of the piano. It's like, my dude, it's really fine. You know?
It's fine. It's not a big deal. But, you know, different strokes, different folks.
But the little hissy, the fucking hissy, killed me every time after I noticed it happening. I'm sorry. Because normally, Knick Knack, you're the one who notices soundtrack and SFX shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you hate the fairy tale. Wow!
Haunts me in my nightmares.
But you're like, fuck yeah.
You can't see like the chibi face when that happens. Oh.
Yes! Oh my god. Okay, so this is something that I love in animes that have like comedy added, but like the socially inept character just going to this like chibi-fied like derp face whenever they're like, what did I do something? Wrong? And it's just like the flattest fucking face, but I'm like, yes, that face, that one specific face is the one that I love. Just the derp.
Oh, what did I do this time?
So getting to the EDs, ooh, that's a fun bit. So every single episode has a different ED.
Yes, and I listened to a couple of them. I couldn't remember which episodes are which, but I think they're actual pieces of music.
They are.
So
I have the list. They are. So the first one is Iju Rider. The second one is Hot Limit, and then Timing, Honey, Kore ga watashi no ikeru michi, Sunny Day Sunday, Salsa Day, Yuki no Hana, there will be love there, Asu e no Tobira, Pieces of a Dream, Natsu Matsuri, and then for episode 13 they actually use the OP as the ED and button replays at the end. Yeah. And then for each of the OVAs, the first one was Hana by Orange Range, and then Cherry, and then La 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 Love, and then once again for the final episode of the OPs, Button. Or the EDs.
No, the EDs were very pleasant. They always fit with the tone of the ending of the episode. Yeah. And just the way of picking their own, like, Lucky Star did something very similar but very different. So I was like, oh, I can appreciate when they do that. When they, like, just rotate out other actual songs. The difference here is it's the actual song, whereas Lucky Star was badly sung versions of those songs.
Yeah, and I liked what was happening during the EDs, right? Like on screen, especially the art portions, right, where it faded to like the drawn images and that kind of thing, because I'm a really big fan of that stylistically. And then there were a few post-credit scenes, but not all the episodes had them. So most of the episodes had a preview for the next episode, but I think there were 4 or 5 total post-credit scenes where something actually happened after the ending song, before the preview for the next episode.
I think I missed those.
So the first, okay, so the most interesting one was the first one, and the one from Panic, the Double Panic, episode 12.
Oh, yeah.
So in the first one, the post-credit scene is, what's the monitor guy's name?
I don't remember.
But the one who's monitoring him.
Yeah.
Anata?
Yeah.
The one who's monitoring Anata. He's actually writing a note subject 001 up, like he does day 1 test subject 001 and then writes down his findings and recommendations. Yeah. He does that one more time somewhere around episode 6 or 7, and then the post credit scene in episode 12 is what's the class representative boy? You know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember the name either.
Kazumi.
Yeah, Kazuomi texts Rina and asks her to go to the festival with him. And then she responds and she's like, oh god, what do I do? And it's this cute little like 40-second scene post-credits, which is the actual him asking her out. And her
See, I remember those scenes, so maybe I did watch them, just wasn't thinking about, because sometimes I'd skip the remainder of the credits after I got a feel for the song.
Oh, yeah. So there were only like 3 or 4 of them, maybe 5, but they were there and they did impart information.
I would say like the last one was definitely the most important.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I did see that one.
Okay, good.
And then I turned around and read the extra epilogues that were written for the original web novel and the manga.
Yeah. So it was definitely interesting, and you do have to pay attention a little bit post-credits, just make sure you're not missing anything. But honestly, a solid fucking show.
Yeah.
Especially to wrap up in 17 episodes. It was a bit brief, But honestly, considering that they were covering kind of the content of 15 volumes, like I can accept the brevity in the OVAs.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly, could probably sit down and read all the 15 volumes in an afternoon or whatever.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
if I really want like every single like day of the year, I can sit down and read the 15 volumes.
They're very nice read.
I did really like, and I think, do you guys have anything else to say here?
No, not
Then
really.
my closing segment to lead into the next one is that I really like the fucking English Made Cafe episode of the OVAs.
Oh.
And
Oh,
we'll see
yeah.
you next time. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.